What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I just had a revelation here. It's Super Bowl Sunday. Super Bowl Sunday. The Eagles are in the Super Bowl, and we're not. We're not. Eagle fans are living their best life right now. We got, them literally not haven't even won this one, and it haven't even won this one, and we got my man talking about three-peating.
Okay.
Do it, Leo.
All right. You ready?
I'm ready. Go ahead.
All right. To all the Cowboy Nation and everybody else who's watching, this is Leo Bridgewater, and I'm here to tell you that not only will we win the Super Bowl tomorrow, we are going to repeat and threaten to repeat.
Oh shit!
I said it.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
And we're sitting here with table scraps, toaster leavings. Like Al Bundy said, you take the toaster, you turn it upside down, and you shake it, and the crumbs that come out. That's all we got here as Cowboy fans. And, I woke up this morning to an article about Micah Parsons is being discussed as a possible trade, possibly trading Micah Parsons so that way we don't necessarily absorb the big, hit for him. And this is the gift that's been giving all day. Okay, so you've been looking at Ed Werder, a Luka-like deal? Question mark. Too soon? Question mark. While there have been no trade talks, sources say there have been at least some internal discussions about whether to pay Parsons or trade him for a king's ransom. Now, I'm going to say this. I'm going to ask a real quick. This is you'll see the whole picture here in a minute. But here's the thing that's kind of interesting. Do you have any faith in the Dallas Cowboys making a blockbuster trade? I mean, seriously, I'm being real with this. Trading him for a king's ransom, because let's think back to some of the trades that have been done recently with the Dallas Cowboys. Okay? We just had us trade for Jonathan Mingo with the 4th round pick. We traded with San Francisco with a 4th round pick for Trey Lance. We traded Amari Cooper to Cleveland for a 5th round pick after spending a 1st round pick to get him 3 years later, in which case he was traded for a 3rd. I can say we traded a 1st and a 2nd, I believe, for Roy Williams, not the safety, the wide receiver. And we gave up 2 number 1s for Joey Galloway. We did one great trade when Jimmy Johnson was here, Herschel Walker, and that was lightning in a bottle. For some reason, people seem to think that the Dallas Cowboys, they great at trading. Oh, didn't we just trade also a 7th for Jonathan Phillips? What was his name? Jonathan Phillips with the Giants? And after finding out that he sucked, we kept him on the roster long enough to make that trade actually go through. We did trade, I think we did swap picks for Biotish, 4th and a 5th or something like that, somewhere in there. But if the Cowboys were to trade Micah Parsons, do you think they would actually get a good trade? That they would actually get a couple of number 1s for him? I don't. I honestly don't. I think the Cowboys would get fleeced. And they'd be the guys that are there. Yeah, man, we traded Micah Parsons. Yeah, we got a deal going. Because more than likely, if you were trading Micah Parsons to a team, you're not trading him to the Bears. They're not going to trade, they're not going to. You're trading him to a team that thinks they're close. That's probably drafting late in the round. So what you're talking about is probably a late round draft pick for this year, and potentially, if he makes a difference on their team, a late round pick the year after. So you don't even get benefit of really the deal this year. And then you got a major hole to fill. But hey, what do I know? But I realized the whole Jerry Jones, who I think is still, I think he's kind of losing it. When I read the whole osmosis doesn't fall far from the tree, I'm kind of like, osmosis doesn't fall, it's absorbed. If you know science at all, osmosis is fluid going from one thing to the other. It's transferred. Osmosis. Now you could say the genes transferred from Marty to his son. Or you could say the apple, which is the baby from the tree, doesn't go far from the tree. But putting those two together? Yeah. But I realized something. Y'all. They got us again. They got us again. The Cowboys trying to own the news cycle. It's Super Bowl Sunday. We got to come up with some crazy shit so they'll be talking about us on Super Bowl Sunday. Hey, let's start some stuff about we're considering trading Micah Parsons. That'll get us on the... That will do. There you go. Problem solved. Micah Parsons. We haven't actually had trade discussions, but we're talking about trading Micah Parsons. And probably the conversation of actually talking about trading Micah Parsons is, should we put out there that we're actually talking about trading Micah Parsons? And you can actually say, well, we're talking about trading Micah Parsons internally. Bam. Whew. So what I will say is...
Oh, I say it again. You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok. This is what he does.
This is what Jerry does. Owns the sports news cycle with some trumped up bullshit. I wish we could just do things like, I don't know, winning and being in the news for it. I don't know if it's ever going to change, y'all.
Morning that involved a lot of very successful people, one of them being Jerry Jones.
Oh, yeah.
Jerry Jones speaking about his Dallas Cowboys in an interview with Peter King is fantastic. To Jones, there's no such thing as bad coverage of the Cowboys. Bad coverage makes the Cowboys human. And he is positive his fan base loves the human.
Okay.
Okay?
Good to know.
Yeah. My fan base loves the human that makes us human, and the human that makes us human is the Cowboys and the way we operate. Let me tell you a story, Jones says. To Peter King, warming to this topic, a few years after I bought the team, I'm out in Los Angeles, La La Land, my hometown, having lunch with David Hill. You know David Hill? David Hill, one of Murdoch boys, Australia man.
Okay.
And Ed Gorin. Okay, Ed Gorin, not Australian, actually from Carolina, I do believe, but pretty important, big swinging peckers at Fox Sports. At that time, there were a lot of negative headlines about the Cowboys. Michael Irvin was in the headlines. People were saying the owner's an outlaw. And so that day I told him, listen, I'm going to fucking tighten up the lid on this franchise. We're going to get control of this team. And David Hill, Australian man, one of the heads of Fox Sports, he jumped up and he said,
No! Do not touch my boys. They're television gold. Don't even fucking think about it. The foibles, the soap opera, the issues, they create interest. Yet in the Senior Bowl, I can't see what's next, but free agency, the draft, training camp, we always got something going on. People follow us year in, year out. Owner every year, every now and then gets it in the paper. It just adds to the interest. All of it. People love the Cowboys.
Well, you're goddamn right, then. I'm going to force the Cowboys down everybody's throat forever. And that was the moment that the fucking Dallas Cowboys were on primetime television every single weekend. David Hill, Australian man, pretty high up, I believe, in the Murdoch world. Murdoch owns the Fox thing and is also the person being represented basically in Succession.
Yes.
Which adds even more intrigue to the entire conversation. This might be Tom Wambsgans.
Yeah, it's going to be Wambsgans.
But David Hill told Jerry Jones, like, no. You need to have the eyes of a network or the eyes of a business whenever you're looking at the Cowboys, because they're chatted about in every single regard. There was actually a rule that we were told by one of the heads of TV. And I'm just going to say heads of TV because this is one of the people that just created modern sports television.
Yeah.
All right, here you go. You get your topics that you think are big on the day. Then go ahead and you hit LeBron James. Then you go ahead and hit the Cowboys. Then you go ahead and wrap it up with Tim Tebow. And then, boom, we're back at the top with all the stories. And then guess who's back? Go ahead and hit LeBron James. Go ahead and hit the Cowboys. Tebow's got anything, fucking hit Tebow. And then bang, guess what? You're back at the top. The only average watch time or listen time is 12 minutes. You're able to get everybody. If you have a 2-hour show, guess what? You actually have 8 shows because you have 8 15-minute shows. You have a 3-hour show, you have 12 shows. Look at what you're doing. This is just basically what it is. You do this, the daily hot topics. By the way, if LeBron or the Cowboys or Tim Tebow are a part of the headlines of the day, oh boy, this is a good day. This is a good day. The Cowboys basically became that